dun, 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 dun. Welcome, interdimensional friends. Thank you so much for joining in for another one of our inspirational team meditations. Good morning, good rising, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you so much for joining in. My name is Brendan, aka Mystic Spider-Man, Skull Babylon, welcoming you back once again to another opportunity for us to be able to hang out together, for us to be able to practice meditation, for us to be able to level up, for us to be able to send our intentions out to the grid, for us to just be able to be in each other's company, for us just to be here as a team, connecting, learning, growing. So always a joy to be able to have you here once again. So for everybody here, let's begin our morning by listening to our body and just stretching if you haven't yet. Oh, what a great way to start the day. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. So as per usual, for those of you who have been here before, you kind of know what to expect. For those of you who are a little bit new, we have a bit of a routine here, and we start off our routine just by beginning listening to our body, giving our body a bit of a massage. So if you're joining in here, these broadcasts that we do, they usually go for up to an hour, and then we hang around afterwards and we do some Q&A. And and then through there, it's a practice of just being able to bring awareness to our body, physically massaging our body, which I invite you to do right now. And as you're physically massaging your body, just bring gratitude. Bring gratitude to your body. Bring gratitude to this moment. Begin connecting with your breath. Massaging your arms, massaging your hands, really just activating the meridians. Again, if you've never really been instructed to like massage your body before, like yourself, it's incredibly beneficial. Like it's basically a life hack. So just massaging wherever you feel called to massage, massaging your arms, the outside of your arms, giving yourself a little bit of a hug if you want to start your day off with a nice big hug. Nice soft exhales, release the tension a bit. Go ahead, join in for another hug. Deep squeeze. Squeeze tight. Gently release. So again, just keep massaging wherever you feel that your body's just like, yes, I'd like a massage there, please. And you literally almost want to like massage like the entire area of your body. So again, for those of you who are new, welcome. If it's your first time here, if you're tuned in on TikTok, drop a 333 in the comment. If you're tuned in on any platform and it's your first time here, drop a 333 in the comments. We do have a lot of new people who are joining in, so thank you to the new people. We did have a lot of new people find us through TikTok yesterday, and again, when we do that, it's an opportunity for us to be able to like grow as a team. So thank you for connecting with what we were building here as a community. And again, these meditations, we do these on a regular in a very powerful way, in a very intentional way that's helping us cultivate mindfulness. It's helping us like connect more to our energetic body. And we're doing this in a way where it's both for like people who are familiar with meditation and people who are brand new. So again, for those of you who are just joining in, we're just massaging our body. We're going to massage all the way down to our feet eventually. And then again, from there, just to give you a bit of an idea of what to be able to expect, we're going to move into some EFT tapping, some emotional frequency tapping. I'll explain that as we go to it. We'll do some laughter yoga, some laughter meditation. And then from there, we'll go into a mindfulness practice. It's gonna be a very like kind of like nice and chill mindfulness practice today, and then from there we will go into some standing meditation, and then from there we will go into our chakra practice meditation as well. So again, just from here, go ahead, massage your feet, massage your body wherever you feel you need to massage in this moment. For those of you on YouTube, can you do me a favor? Can you just jump over to the Instagram feed? I just want to be able to make sure that it's working. Like, I don't know. I think there's like, I'm not sure if it sent out the signal properly. So if you're one of the regulars, can you guys do me a favor? Jump over to my Instagram feed and just like make sure that it's coming through okay. So again, I just want to be able to invite you to just begin massaging your legs, massaging your feet. So for those of you like on YouTube and Instagram, like literally in this moment, if you're on your bed, just massage your feet, like massage like the bottom of your feet. I know, again, like this sounds kind of silly, but again, we want to be able to just like do this as a way where we're basically like massaging through the feet. It's like accessing the entire meridians, the entire energetic body. So just taking a moment here to just gently massage your feet and really allow it to kind of like get in deep, where it's just like, ooh, like, oh, yeah, that feels nice. Okay, I haven't done that in a while. And maybe you haven't. Like maybe you literally haven't massaged your feet. Like what if I were to literally tell you that like the secret to the secret to activating your kundalini is to massage the soles of your feet. What if I were to tell you that? Would you do it every day? Is that what it takes? I have to like convince you. So, all right. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Kristen, for jumping in on the Instagram. Appreciate it. Just to make sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Like normally we get more people on the Instagram, so I'm not sure if the notification wasn't sent out or something like that. Who knows? Anyways, all right. So again, for those of you who are here for the first time, if you're new, drop a 333 in the comment just to be able to let us know that you're new here. And again, we're just massaging the feet, and then we're gonna work our way up. I'm gonna massage the face in a second. So once you've done massaging your feet, just give your face a nice massage. Like when was the last time you massaged your face? And like seriously, like this is stuff that we should be doing like every single morning. We should be starting off with like a little bit of massage, right? Because when we do that, it just like allows us to just kind of like open up these energy channels. Like usually like when we feel kind of, on those days where it's like if we feel stiff, like it's kind of hard, it's like we're like moving through the day and it kind of feels like it's almost like we're like moving in mud type thing. So like when we do a massage, when we do a morning practice, a morning meditation, it's going to help you basically like, it's going to help you almost kind of like, think of it as like sharpening your sword. And then you can like cut through the gunk. You can cut through, you can pierce through. You're just like you're tuning your instrument. It's another way we want to think of this. So again, in the same way, if you're about to like play a song and everything like that, you have a choice. You can either just like leave it untuned or you can tune it. And so if you tune it, it's just going to be something where it's just going to be like, oh yeah, like the harmony is better, the sound is nicer. So again, just massaging your face, even massaging just kind of like the back of your neck. Again, for those of you who are here for the first time, like this is part of like the routine that we do. And again, it may seem kind of silly. It may seem kind of silly as like people are tuning in here and like massage your ears. Like remember to massage your ears. So again, just massaging the top of your head. But seriously, like this practice of just massaging our body, like this actually leads into the other practices of the meditation. Like to be able to do the mindfulness practice, it helps to be able to like do that and then just kind of like move into the next practice. So again, just massaging here. We're gonna go into the EFT in a second. So again, just shake it up here. Let's do some just like nice, like gentle, like big sighs as you need it. Roll your shoulders, straighten up your spine. So for everybody here, deep inhale together. Nice big exhale, nice big sigh. That feels good. We'll do a couple more of those. Deep inhale. One more, nice and loud. Wake up your neighbors. Awesome. All right. Okay. So again, just taking a moment here, we're going to do our EFT tapping. For those of you who may be new, again, my name is Brendan. I also go by Mystic Spider-Man. So again, I'm like a spiritual superhero. That's one of the terms that I use. Where basically like what I'm doing is helping people tap into their own superhero abilities by helping people tap into like their own mindfulness to awaken their own consciousness. So that's why as Spider-Man, like we're building a team. As Mystic Spider-Man, we're building a team of fellow real-world superheroes. So that's what we're doing, for those of you asking in the chat. So for those of you who are new, what we're doing right now, I want you to gently tap your face, straighten up your spine, follow my lead. And this is called emotional freedom tapping. And what we're doing here, we're activating the meridians, we're activating the ley lines, we're activating the energy points in our body. You can tap on your chest, you can tap on your neck, you can even tap on your fingers, between your fingers like this. You can literally do this anywhere. And as we're doing this, what we're going to do is we are going to use words of affirmation. We're going to call in like specific energy that we want to be with us today. So for example, you can use words like I am empowered, I am graceful, I am balanced, I am inspired, I am kindness, I am courageous, I am love. So even just like gently tapping, even just on the forehead, tap your third eye. Got really get it deep. I mean, if you really wanted to tap your third eye, it'd be like somewhere. You can. It's like in the middle, right? Like the third eye is like not just here. Well, the chakras are there. The third eye itself is kind of in the back. So, but again, just tapping here and use words of affirmation. So again, practice calling in. What energies do you want today? So you can be like, again, like, I am focused. Focus. That's a good one for today. Like, I am relaxed. Ooh, that's an important one. I am aware. I am calm. I am present. I am grateful. What are you grateful for today? So for anybody here, after we're done this EFT, I want you to leave in the comments, what are you grateful for today? Just like a couple things, just 2 things. What are you grateful for today? So we're just going to finish off the EFT here, and then we'll move into the next practice of our meditation. So again, just using words of affirmation, add your own here. So what like affirmation do you want to be able to bring in? So you can bring in that idea of just like, I am curious, I am learning, I am growing, I am becoming a badass psychedelic superhero. Yeah, I am the universe, remembering who I am. I am the dream awakening to itself. So just take a moment here, finish it off. I am inspired, I am empowered, I am kindness, I am love, I am all that I am and more. Beautiful. Add any others that you want to add in for yourself. Ooh, make some silly faces. You guys don't have to worry about people tuning in halfway through this broadcast and watching you make silly faces. You can make the silliest faces you want. Shake it up. Again, I love that idea of just like people tuning in. Like it literally happens more often than not where I'm like, hey guys, welcome to our broadcast. And then people are just like, what did I just tune into? Like, what is this? And meanwhile, I'm just like, this is how we change the world by like doing meditation, but also being lighthearted and kind and silly. So again, for those of you who are here, we're just going to take a moment before we jump into the next part of the practice. Again, please feel free to just kind of keep moving your body in any way that you want. Absolutely. I am so grateful for love as well. For those of you who are here, I'm so grateful for community. I'm so grateful for the connections that we're building. I'm grateful for the story that we are weaving. You know, there's this very powerful story that is happening right now. This very powerful narrative where basically like more and more people are awakening every single day. They're awakening to their curiousness, to the curiosity of this reality. You know, there's like, wait a second, maybe they didn't teach me everything I need to know in school or on the news. Wait a second, maybe like all of those like ancient like philosophies and ideas actually had something to them. Wait a second, I can start connecting dots. Oh my goodness. I can learn how to be able to connect with my breath and be able to like strengthen my energetic field and to be able to understand that I am more than my physical body, to be able to understand that there's like more to this reality than meets the eye. So I am grateful for us learning together, unfolding through this mystery. And yes, I may be the one facilitating this broadcast, but like you, I too am a humble student. I too am learning. I'm literally learning by showing up, as are you. You are learning by doing this broadcast. When you tune in for these meditations, you literally gain experience points. So for those of you who have been doing this for like a week, for those of you who have been doing this for a month, like you guys are leveling up here. And again, you're leveling up in a way where you're like building routine. So what we're going to do here, we're going to move into our laughter practice meditation. I'm going to read some of the comments real quick. I'm grateful for this community and my boundary setting practice. Good for you, love of light. Why not, bruv? That's a username. Sending you so much love, dude. Tapping into our powers. I am thankful for this life. Awesome. Thank you, love of the light. Thank you again. For those of you who are like have been here before, I really appreciate you guys just like being very welcoming for people who are new. Like that's really, really important. So again, if you're new here, drop a 333, and then for everybody else, just be like, hey, like, welcome. Like that's so important because us coming together as a community right now is like one of our superpowers. Hey Nunez, thank you so much for coming in. Again, any other comments of gratitude? Let me just open up the YouTube here, and then we're gonna move into the laughter practice yoga. For those of you who are here for the first time, you're in for a treat. As we do that, as I'm just looking over some of the comments here. Good morning, everyone. All right, looks like you guys are busy meditating in the YouTube chat. Not too many comments there. I'll just mention to you real quick, just in terms of like updates for the community. Tonight's broadcast, so we have a team broadcast every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight's broadcast is our dream class broadcast. So if you're here right now, if you're listening to me say these words, I would love for you to be able to tune in for tonight's broadcast. If you're at home, if you're, available, and that's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you on TikTok, if you click the link in my profile, you'll see it like right there. It says like live tonight, dream class, 8 p.m. And so again, that's where we're going to be talking about dreaming, dream practices, lucid dreaming, astral projection, stories, experiences, tips, us coming together as a community and to be able to like work on that practice of awakening within the dream. So very, 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 very powerful, very important broadcast. And we've done like 40 dream classes over the past like 3 years, I think, give or take, a lot, right? So, and again, if you're a leading member, if you're a supporter on Patreon, you're welcome to join on air for that. Quick note on the Patreon, we're currently at about 140. Thank you to our new Patreon supporters, to Joe, to Kristen, to Joanna and Mika, and to all of the Patreon supporters. Thank you so much. And again, Patreon, for those of you who are here, if you'd like to be able to support financially with a monthly contribution, Patreon is the way you can do that. And you can also get additional perks by joining our private membership of conscious creators and leaders, getting access to the exclusive team chat areas, being able to join our on-air broadcast, discounts for the shop, lots of cool stuff. So anyways, check it out when you get a chance, but let's move into the next part of our meditation. And for those of you who have like questions that are kind of like outside of what we're doing right now, after the initial meditation that we do, so this broadcast goes for about to the top of the hour. After that, we stick around for a bit and I answer any Q&A. So I'll be answering any questions today. And I'm also going to be live on TikTok a little bit later today in the afternoon, like, because I got like 1,000 comments to reply to for the new video, the We Are the Blue Beings video. There's a lot of comments there and I'm going to reply to all of them and I'm going to do that while live. So, all right, okay. If I missed some of the comments, I apologize, but let's keep moving here. So we'll move right into the laughter practice meditation. So for those of you who are here, this is a treat. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. Nice. Good job, iridescent, iridescentone. Just mentioning that they were doing some dream journaling this morning. Good job. All right, well, we're going to carry that momentum with us into the broadcast tonight. Okay, so, awesome. Lover of the light saying, show up for, talking to a person in a TikTok, show up for the lives every day and you'll get a ton of help for free. Yeah, no, I think, again, I want you guys to really like feel the value for this. Like this is like a lot of value, a lot of love that we're putting into this because we want to be able to support each other as a community. And thank you, Patreon supporters, for making it possible. Laughter practice meditation. Let's do this. You're like, get to the laughter, Brendan. We came here to laugh. We don't came here to listen to you talk about Patreon all day. I know you don't. Okay. All right. Laughter practice meditation. Straighten up your spine. What we're going to do here, it's going to be a deep inhale and then a nice soft exhale. And then what we're going to do, we're going to do another inhale. And then we're going to focus on the exhale. So it's going to be sounding like this. It's going to be a nice inhale. And then the exhale is going to sound like this. Ha, 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 ha. And then what's going to happen is this noise is going to evolve into a laughter. It's going to evolve into a laughter. And then we're going to ride this wave of laughter. And we're going to ride it for about like 30 seconds, give or take. And we're going to do 2 rounds of this. So if this is your first time here, just allow yourself to be in the shared vibration. Literally through the screen right now. It's an opportunity for you to be able to experience, like, this is like psychic stuff happening right now. Watch. In the same way, if I were to yawn right now, I'm not going to yawn. Don't worry. I'm not going to, oh crap, I yawned. Sorry. But anyways, if you yawned right there, that's awareness of like how like the vibrations we're in right now is like the shared field. So it'll happen the same with the laughter. So even if you're new to this, follow along. I'm like already laughing. I'm like, oh, this is so... It's ridiculous. All right, welcome to those of you who are new. Let's do this laughter practice yoga meditation. Follow my lead. Straighten up your spine. Deep inhale together. Nice soft exhale. Deep inhale together again. Focus on the exhale. Ha, 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 ha. Let it build. Just let it roll through you. Think of something silly. Kittens wearing mittens. What? 10 more seconds. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe. Relax. Keep that smile going if you want. You can just ride that smile for the next like hour or so. You're like, oh, my face. You get a workout in your face. You might want to massage your cheeks here a little bit. So awesome. Good job. All right, we'll do one more of that. Man, I'm like working up a sweat right now. I think I might have to take off my hoodie. I don't normally do it. My hoodie's like part of my like outfit, right? That's all right. I just don't want to sweat through my hoodie. I can feel myself sweating right now. So, all right, okay. So we're gonna do one more round of laughter practice meditation. If you were laughing during that, go ahead, drop an 1111 in the chat after we do one more. If you have your light guardian crystal, go ahead and activate it. All right, okay. Let's move right into the next Next round of our laughter practice meditation. Hold on tight. Here we go. Deep, gentle inhale together. Nice soft inhale. Nice soft exhale. Tapping into the cosmic joy of the universe. You are infinite love. Inhale together. Focus on the exhale. Ha, 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 ha. Let it build. Think of something silly. What? I can't think of something silly. I'm laughing too hard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Breathe. And then from here, go ahead. Just kind of go from here. Just kind of close your eyes. Keep a bit of a smile on your face. Practice that smile asana. Just take a moment here to just kind of like breathe and just kind of like feel your energy right now. Whatever that means to you. Just kind of be like, things just feel kind of like warm and almost like warm honey or something like that. So again, as we breathe here, just taking a moment, just to be able to be like, whoa, like this like joy, this laughter, this bliss, like that's like literally like a part of my being. And I can tap into it at any moment. So take a moment here, just put your hands on your heart. I'm just going to take a moment of gratitude right here. So just allow yourself to thank yourself for showing up, especially if this is new to you. I know for some of you, it's like, this is so different. But thank you for trying something new. It's a journey that we get to share together. Just take a moment here to thank yourself for showing up, thanking the practice, thanking your ability to experience the laughter, the joy in this moment. Beautiful. And gently relax your face. When you're ready, open your eyes, return your awareness to the space around you. Beautiful. Awesome. Sweet. And again, like something like that, like I always keep in mind that when we do something like that, for some people who might be tuned in, that might be like the first time they've experienced like a laughter like that, maybe in a while, right? Like it could have been like, so that'll happen sometimes. People be like, oh my God, I haven't, what? It's been like a month since I last laughed. Like what? How did that happen? So again, that's why we do it, because that's medicine. Like the laughter is literally medicine. So if you laughed, if that was like, if you got something out of it, drop an 1111 in the chat. Just going to read some of the comments here on YouTube as well. So sending so much love. Thank you, Johnny, for joining in as well. Congratulations, Johnny. Johnny got a new space. That's awesome. Beautiful. Thank you for dropping the 1111s. You guys are like, I love the tongue poke out. Oh, you noticed. You noticed the part where I like laugh and I'm like, I don't know. I don't do it on purpose. I mean, I kind of do. You should be doing it too. When you laugh, like you should be like, next time you're out in public, laugh like that. That'll just like confuse people. They'll be like who laughs like that? What are you, like an emoticon? Which emoticon am I? Anyways, all right, okay, let's get into the next part. Beautiful, awesome. Just reading the comments here. Thank you again, everyone, for leaving your engagement in the chat. Super appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for those of you who are new. Thank you for everyone for welcoming those of you who are new as well. So links are in my bio. Again, these meditations, so the broadcast tonight, links in my bio. That's at 8 p.m. That's for our dream class. These meditations, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. And I'm just mentioning this real quick, and then we're going to get into our standing exercise. So Friday, I want to mention this. Friday is like our special version of the meditations. Friday, we do like this whole meditation where we like gather as guardians around the tree. And then we like use our chakra practice meditation to be able to like send out some powerful intentions like out into the grid, out into the dream. So if you can join any broadcast, any meditation throughout the week, try to make the Friday ones. The Friday ones are like extra special. So, and also with the Friday ones, I want you to dress up. I want you to like wear like a bit of an outfit, dress up in like your like higher self. So like that could mean like bring like a special like wizard hoodie, or maybe you have some jewelry you can wear, something you would wear to like a festival. You can wear whatever you want. It's totally cool. You don't have to, but I encourage you, because this will be a part of it where we're like kind of like physically embodying that connection to like our higher self, our activated avatar, that light guardian archetype. So Friday is kind of like that extra special. I want to give you guys something to look forward to, right? So tune in for Friday if you can join for that. Awesome. Alex saying 11:11. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you as well, Alex, and for anybody else. All right, okay, team. Let's stand up and do or actually, yeah. Should we do the just think we usually do the mindfulness practice first. Yeah, okay. We're gonna do the mindfulness practice first, and then we'll do the stand up in a bit. For some reason, I like forgot the order that we usually do things here. This is like our 40th class, 40th broadcast for this season, though. That's pretty good. I actually think, yeah, we actually just passed 100 broadcasts of these. Like Waking Up with Wolf. This is like our 101st episode right now, give or take. I think so. All right. Okay, team. So what we're gonna do here. We're going to drop into a little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of meditation. For those of you who may be new to this, no problem. Like, this is a chance for us to just be able to like experience this together. And for those of you who are more familiar with meditation, this will still be valuable for you as well. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to put my hoodie back on. Honestly, if you have a hoodie, hoodies can actually be very useful for like meditation, where basically you use the hood and then you like put it over your eyes like this. And that way, so it just kind of like blocks the eyes. It gives you like a place to be able to like just stay in that focus a little bit more. So if you have a hood, please feel free to do that either now or anytime during your meditation. I know suddenly people just like, what? Like hoods are useful for meditation? Why didn't someone tell me this already? So anyways, okay. So what we're going to do for this meditation, I'm going to explain to you. We are going to imagine ourselves arriving in a forest. And within this forest, we are going to focus on our sensations with as much detail as possible. And then from there, what we're going to do is we are going to imagine it starting to rain. And this is going to be a very sacred rain, a very healing rain, a very, very powerful rain that's going to nurture our heart. And this rain, as we're going to like imagine ourselves being inside of it, this rain is going to be able to kind of like clear off any sort of like energy that no longer serves us, any sort of like limiting beliefs that we might be holding on to. So it'll be the story, this ceremony, this opportunity for us to just be in this place, focus on the detail of the textures as much as possible to make it as real as possible, and to really just be this opportunity for us to just be in this place of Zen, for us to go on like a little vacation. It'll be, again, you know, like similar to just kind of like actually going there and just experiencing it and making it as real as possible for you. And that will be, again, the experience will just be like, nice little bit of relaxation, but also flexing our imagination. So that's the practice. The practice is to flex our imagination, to get better at entering into these worlds, these inner worlds, and again, to be able to work with the element in a very like healing and empowering way. So awesome. Yeah, like it's actually like today's like a rainy day outside where I am here in the mystical lands of Canada. It's like Narnia. So that's kind of why I was inspired to do this today. So let's work with the rain. Let's work with the element. Let's let it be what it needs to be. So go ahead, take a drink of water if you need it. Relax your body. Loosen up your body a bit. And then from here, we'll go into our standing practice, and then we'll go into our chakra practice meditation. So really, again, thank you for those of you who are here for the first time. Like, I know this is probably like a little bit different, but yeah, just ask any of those who have been doing this regularly, and they're just like, yeah, this is cool. You're leveling up. It's cool. All right, good job, team. Coming together as a team of light guardians, shifters, people helping assist with the shift in consciousness by working on ourselves, and that's what we're doing. So in this moment, just inviting everybody to slowly close your eyes. And as you listen to my voice, I'll gently guide you through this journey, through this practice. And so as you are here, just gently straightening up your spine, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your face, and gently begin connecting with your breath. Soft, gentle inhales and exhales through the nose or the mouth. Nice relaxing exhales. With each exhale, you begin to feel your body just moving into this space of calmness. moving into this place of just relaxing the body, but bringing awareness to the mind. As we continue to breathe here with each exhale, just allowing ourselves to become more relaxed, we're gently going to calibrate our body. And to do this, we will begin by imagining a white light at the center of our chest. And this white light is going to move throughout our body, and wherever it moves, wherever we focus on, we will allow those parts of the body to just relax, even just a little bit more, just a little bit more. And so as we visualize this white light filling our body, associate the idea that this is literally us taking a moment here to fill ourselves up with love, to fill ourselves up with light, whatever that means to you. So visualizing this white light moving across your chest, down your shoulders, down your arms, your elbows, all the way to the tips of your fingers. Just allowing those parts of the body to relax. Feeling this white light moving through your torso, around your ribs, down your back, through your hips, your groin, all the way down past your thighs, your knees, right down to your toes. Allowing those parts of the body to relax. Feeling this energy, this white light moving up your spine, up your neck, through your face, up the back of your head, all the way to the top of your crown, to the top of your head. And in this moment, you just allow your breath to just even be a little bit deeper. Really just taking a moment here where you just allow your lungs to become a little bit fuller. Beautiful. And so from here, as we've now relaxed and calibrated our body, we'll begin turning our focus inwards, begin turning our imagination inwards. And to do this, we will begin by imagining ourselves at this nexus point, this nexus station. And basically what I want you to imagine here is that before we enter the forest, we're going to imagine ourselves in this space that's kind of between space. It's a place where we access portals to other parts within our imagination. And so imagine this kind of like as a circular platform, kind of floating in space, like almost like something out of like a fantasy video game, novel, movie. And so it's just kind of like this space that's in between worlds. And you can see the galaxies above you. And before you, there is a single portal that's open right now. And this portal is the portal that takes us to the forest. So just take a moment here to just remind ourselves of the space that we are currently in, this nexus point, and know that this is a space that we'll return to and we'll use it to access other points throughout other meditations that we do. It's a very powerful tool within our story. And so from here, look at the portal before you, and this portal enters into the forest. And so, as you are ready, slowly walk your way through this portal. And as you do, you emerge and you enter into this beautiful space of the forest. It's not raining just yet. And so as you enter into this space, imagine yourself barefoot, and imagine yourself just slowly walking through the forest, feeling the textures on your feet. And here, part of the practice, I want you to imagine with as much detail as possible the sensations, with as much detail as possible, imagining like the feeling of the cool energy moving up through your feet, and even just imagining yourself just like standing still and just breathing in this cooling energy from the cool floor of the forest. As you bring in awareness to your other sensations, you look around you, you can hear birds, you can see these trees, and this forest can look however you want. Maybe it's, just like your regular forest with pine trees. Maybe it's like the redwood forest. Maybe it's more of like a jungle forest. Maybe it's like even like a forest on like another planet. Maybe it's like an avatar forest with like bioluminescence. That'd be pretty cool. Allow this forest to be a place where you're creating the opportunity for you to just give your body permission to relax and to receive the calming energy of this space. And so as you walk through this space, even take a moment here to just gently imagine yourself touching different textures, walking up to some trees, putting your hands on the trees, feeling the bark of them. And again, right here as part of your practice, how real can you make this feel right now? I want you to surprise yourself. Like basically through you doing this practice, you're accessing a form of almost like advanced virtual technology, virtual reality technology. This is inside of us. We just forgot how to use it. So now we're learning how to be able to remember how to access it. So I want you to be able to pay attention. Can you feel the texture of the bark? Can you feel this tree? And so in this moment, I want you to literally hug this tree. I want you to hug this tree. And as you do, I want its rhythm to help synchronize with your rhythm. So I want you to almost like feel the breath and the rhythm of the entire tree, of the entire forest. This calming rhythm, it just slows you down, and just breathe it in with your heart. And as you do this, again, you're literally nurturing yourself. You're filling yourself up with love. This is a very simple but very powerful practice for you right now. Very effective in the ways in which it would actually be if you were literally in this forest. Within your heart, within your imagination, you are still receiving these benefits. So hug this tree a little bit tighter, squeeze. And soft, gentle exhales. Release your hug from the tree when you're ready. And from here, we're going to walk through the forest, and there's a little bit of a slant in the forest floor. It's going to go upwards to a bit of a hill. And you're going to imagine yourself walking up this hill, gently just kind of looking up at the trees, seeing the sky, seeing the sun shining through. And you're going to walk all the way up to the top of this little hill within this forest. So it's kind of like a valley below you, but it's still in the forest. And you're going to find a nice soft spot to sit down. And so when you're ready, gently imagine yourself sitting down. You can imagine yourself sitting in lotus or just kind of sitting with your knees up. And in this moment, I want you to begin to be aware of the smell in the air, the very specific smell of rain. You know that smell like before it rains? It's a very subtle smell. It's actually a feeling. You can feel right now there's like an electromagnetic charge in the air. And so in this moment, I want you to slowly begin to imagine you hearing the sound of rain. You can actually hear it before you even begin to feel it. As the rain slowly moves to where you are, you can hear it hitting off the tree branches above you. And then very slowly in that moment, imagine as the raindrops slowly make contact with your body. And even in this moment, maybe it even just sends like a little shiver up your spine. And now you can feel and you can hear the sound of the rain coming down on you. And take a moment here to deeply breathe, really breathe into this space. And as you breathe, I want you to notice that your breath will actually kind of like evoke the tingling sensations, these like activation sensations, I like to call them. And so I want you to kind of like really kind of like bring those sensations into this moment. But if they're not there just yet, that's totally cool. Just keep focusing on the details, focusing on the senses, feeling these cool raindrops touching your skin. And you look around you and you feel just like this beautiful energy moving through the forest, moving through you. You can feel like the strength of the roots connecting into you, connecting from your root. You feel yourself. You're almost feeling like you are a tree. You can feel like your energy field actually becoming stronger. So you feel your energy field like almost like expanding in this moment, being nurtured. So now the rain actually begins to increase. It gets a little bit harder, a little bit stronger, and the sound increases. And maybe you're still feeling it. Can you like literally feel it on the back of your neck right now? And in this moment, if you choose, I want you to even just imagine yourself standing up in your meditation. Keep yourself seated wherever you are physically, but imagine yourself standing up. And in this moment, I want you to even slowly kind of bring a bit of movement into your body, like in your imagination. And even just allow yourself to either just kind of imagine yourself just kind of like walking around through this rain on the top of this hill, or even just kind of like bringing in a bit of a dance, even just like bringing your hands to your chest, pointing your hands up towards the sky. And as you feel this rain, you look towards the sky, you look towards the trees, you feel it on your face. And in this moment, I really want you to deeply connect in this space and remember that you are the rain, that you are the forest, that you are the element. And in this moment, this rain has the power to move any energy that no longer serves us, any sort of like old electrical energy that is in our body, just give that energy permission to just wash away. Allow it to just move through you and it just be absorbed back into the earth. The forest will naturally just help absorb this energy. It does it all the time. It's designed to do it. It's here to do it for you. So in this moment, if you want to just physically put your hands on your heart, just add a bit of a physical sway even to your body very gently. Just imagine yourself in this moment and just give permission. Even if you're not exactly specific on what energy you're giving permission to leave or let go of, just allow yourself to just be like, I give permission for any energies that no longer serve me to release from my energy field. Like literally speak those words, something like that. Like I give this energy permission to move, to be released from my energy field, to move back into the earth. And so in this moment, you really feel the rain, you really feel it coming down, and the rain gets a little bit harder. And now the rain's coming down like even harder, and it's really coming down. It's really coming down right now. And as you're here, you can either imagine yourself like almost like just dancing in the rain. You can imagine yourself being ecstatic. You can imagine yourself really just like throwing it down hard right now, physically just moving your body, or you can imagine yourself just being very still, feeling this energy, and just even imagine yourself with like whatever sort of clothing you want. And when I say that, I literally encourage you to imagine yourself with like minimal clothing, so like that way bring awareness to the sensations of like the rain like all over your body, you know, wherever you want to be able to feel it, just like purely in this place of like bliss and nature. And be aware if you're really into this meditation and you're feeling those tingling sensations up the spine. If you're not, that's totally fine. But allow yourself to be aware of how when you breathe right now, it actually like activates those tingling sensations. So really allow this sensation to move through you. Allow yourself to feel this just like release of old energies, and allow this rain to nurture the energies within your heart that are here for you for this next part of your journey. So allow this rain to nurture the love within your heart, to nurture the seeds of your heart, to nurture who you are becoming, this reconnection with nature, this awakening of the spirit, this awakening of this divinity, this remembrance of bliss. Like right now in this moment, I want this moment to almost like have like a reverence to it. Maybe it kind of reminds you of almost like a psychedelic experience, something very deep and holy. This is like a holy moment for you in this space. So just continue to breathe here. We're only going to be here just for a little bit longer, but allow this to be whatever it needs to be for you. Breathing here. Beautiful. Feeling this energy just moving any sort of stagnant energy out of your field, just cleaning you, cleaning your energy, literally just like rebirthing you in this moment. By the time you're done this meditation, it'll just be like, oh, like that felt so good. So as you breathe here, slowly bring your imagination to a point where you just imagine yourself sitting quietly in the forest. You look around you, and in this moment, as we get ready to conclude this part of the meditation, I want you to imagine yourself sitting in this rain, and I want you to know that this water, it has a message for you. It has something it wants to tell you. And so, what you're going to do within this practice, you're going to practice hearing this within your heart. You're going to practice listening to this message come through you from your heart. What does the rain have to say to you in this moment? What does the water have to say to you? Something inspiring, something that's going to remind you, something empowering. And so, in this moment, I invite you to just move into your own place of stillness and silence. I'm going to stop talking, but allow yourself to listen. Allow that voice to kind of speak within your heart. Allow yourself to just naturally just kind of have this conversation, to let the words flow through you. Allow that wisdom to be present with you in this moment. What does the rain have to say to you? Some sort of inspirational message. Breathe here, feeling the rain on you. I'm going to stop talking and just be here in this moment, listening to the message that the rain has for you to inspire you, to remind you. Go ahead, breathe. Beautiful. Take a moment here, put your hands physically on your chest, on your heart. Take a moment here, imagine yourself just looking up towards the top of the trees, thanking the forest, thanking the rain, carrying with you this feeling, allowing yourself to tap into it at any moment. I really want you to remember, what does this feeling feel like where you are right now? And I want you to save that. I want you to save that feeling physically in your body. I want you to be able to tap into this feeling at any point throughout the rest of your day. When you notice there's going to be a moment where maybe you feel like you're like a little bit, maybe things are a little bit challenging, or maybe someone pushes your buttons. I want you to be able to know that from this space, you can return back to it. You can allow it to be a place where you can just kind of recalibrate, tap into your heart, connect to this inspiration. It is there for you. This space is accessible. This space is in you. You have permission to return to it at any moment. So as we get ready to conclude this part of the meditation, just allowing your breath, really breathe deeply. And I want you to notice your breath is actually going to be a little bit deeper now. A little bit clearer now. It's going to physically feel different than what it did like 10 minutes ago. Breathe a little bit deeper and feel that just like energy filling your lungs. Maybe as you breathe, it's still kind of like activating tingling sensations through the body. Notice that. And so concluding this part of the practice, this meditation, just concluding it with gratitude, thanking the forest, thanking the rain, thanking yourself, thanking the community for holding space together. And just imagining yourself just kind of like gently sitting, meditating in the forest, and slowly we are going to bring awareness back to our physical body here, but allow yourself to know that you can return back to this very special place in the forest at any time, and I encourage you to do that. So take a couple more moments here, just breathe, be like, thank you, forest, thank you, rain, thank you, universe, thank you for remembering me. That the magic is here in this moment all the time. Slowly, we'll bring awareness back to our physical body, carrying this vibration with us. Gently, when you are ready, you're slowly going to bring awareness to your physical body by wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, and when you're ready, gently open your eyes and return your awareness to the space around you. Awesome. Go ahead, take your time, everyone. Just no rush. Don't need to jump into the chat just yet. When you're ready, please feel free to leave any gratitude. How was that for you? Leaving comments in the chat. Bleebly in the TikTok saying that was beautiful. Thank you, Bleebly. For anybody else, please feel free. And again, feel free to leave comments. Like, what message did the rain have for you? What message did the water have for you? If you want to share that in the chat, go ahead. Like, again, when we do these practices, they may seem kind of silly. That's good. I want them to. Weird. That's good. They should be weird because they're magical. The word weird literally means magic. But again, like what we're doing here, like this is training. This is practice for us to get good at like connecting with our heart. Tapping into the wisdom of our heart. There's a voice inside our heart that speaks all the time if we're ready to listen to it. Cosmic Soul says, the rain told me we love you. Beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. Spiders, welcome if it's your first time. Yeah, I know for a lot of people, they like, even like that experience, they're like, whoa, like that was like almost like, that like felt like psychedelic, you know, like in its own way. Good. I'm glad you're able to experience that. That's like the gift that we all have. So that's a power, like guided meditation is very, very powerful in that way. So, Louvre, that's an interesting comment. I'll have to explore that a little bit later after we finish this broadcast. So again, for those of you who do have particular questions, hold on to those questions. What we're going to do right now, we're going to wrap up the conclusion of the meditation practice. We're going to stand up in a second. And then for those of you on the platform, on TikTok, Instagram, I'm going to hang out for about like another half hour and we'll just hang out. We'll do some Q&A. So if you guys have some particular questions, I'm here for that as well. So for that said, we'll still read the comments for the gratitude for the rain, but we only have a little bit left in our practice time-wise. So I invite everyone to stand up. Let's stand up and just do a little bit of movement practice. So I want you to stand up. We're just going to do this just for a little bit. We don't have a lot of time, and then we'll move into our chakra practice. So for everybody here, gently stand up and just bring a little movement into your body. Gently shake it up. Just bring movement into your body. Add some stretches. Good. All right. I want you to shake it up a bit. We're going to clear out any of the stagnant energy. What we're going to do, for those of you who are here, you've done this before. For those of you who are new, follow along. Deep inhale, exhale. We're going to go. And we're going to physically shake. Like, I know this sounds silly, but I want you to physically shake. And this moves the energy. This physically moves the energy. This is very, very powerful. This is sacred medicine. Follow my lead. Deep inhale together. Exhale. Shake, 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 shake. Inhale again, once more. Shake, 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 shake. Good, good, good. One more time. Inhale together. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, okay, let's do a quick dragon roar just because we have to skip a couple things. Usually when we do this, we can do like a little bit of like flow dance, and honestly, I encourage you can do that like after this part when we're just like hanging out and doing like a little bit of like dance. We do that during our meditation, but today we're a little bit short on time. Dragon's roar. I want you to stand as if you're going to kick a soccer ball. What we're going to do here, this is a roar, and with this roar, we're going to like release any sort of stagnant energy. Imagine this energy like moving out of your mouth like a smoke, like a gray smoke. And do this where you're just like honoring any sacred rage, sacred anger, sacred frustration. I want you to express it, and I want you to honor it. And I want this to also be like a battle cry. And I want you to do this in a way where basically you're honoring the fact that if you're angry, if you're feeling anger and frustration, that is only because you care about things deeply. If you're angry about something, that's because you love something. You care about something deeply. So honor any sort of anger. So follow my lead. Deep inhale together. Dragon's roar. Inhale. Follow my lead. Inhale. Release, release, release. 2 more times. Inhale again. Battle cry. Every dragon's roar. One more time. Shake it up a little bit more. Bring yourself to standing. Just take a moment here. Just kind of like feel the energies. Feeling clear. Just feeling like more like, ooh, yeah, like that feels nice. Feels like I just like took my energetic body through a car wash. Beautiful. Sit back down. We're just going to end it off with a quick version of our chakra practice meditation. Depending on the time, we usually go into the chakra practice meditation with a little bit more focus. But again, for the Fridays one, that's when we like go like really deep with the chakra practice meditation. Bleed Blood, the YouTube is linked through my profile on TikTok, so you can find it there. My YouTube is Skull Babylon for those of you who are interested. So, all right, okay. Let's do the chakra practice meditation, and then we're gonna stick around. Again, for those of you who want to like hang around, we'll do some like Q&A afterwards. We do this where we like do the meditation, and then some people have to head out, got things to do, carry the momentum with you. But for those of you who want to stick around, hang out as a team, we'll do that for a little bit too. So follow my lead. This is a chakra practice meditation. The chakras are these energy discs, these spinning portals that access information from beyond the present moment. I'll explain more about this another time, but for those of you who are new, each chakra has a correlating mantra, a correlating vibration. When we do this, it brings awareness, it brings focus, it helps balance them, and it helps us focus on the virtues. Follow my lead. For those of you who are new, I apologize, but this is a little like quick version, but for those of you who are familiar, we're going to go right through it. But even if you're new, jump right in. So follow my lead. Brow chakra, serenity. Serenity for all beings. The sound is E. Inhale. E. Throat chakra, justness, power of our voice. Inhale. The sound is A. A. Heart chakra, compassion. Compassion for all beings. The sound is O. Pulmonary chakras. The sound is Ah. Connection, gratitude with our ancestors. Connection to our ancestors. Ultra memory. Inhale. The sound is Ah. Ah. Solar chakra. Again, for those of you who are new, this is like an ancient practice. So there's like a science to this. The sound is U. Temperance, willpower, cultivating our willpower, sharpening the sword of our will. Inhale. The sound is U. Sacral, the sound is M. Cultivation of our sexual energy. If you're not already yet, highly encourage you to practice cultivating that energy. Move it as vitality throughout the rest of your body. Inhale, the sound is M. Root chakra, S. The sound is S. Patience. Connection to the roots below, branches above. Inhale, S. Beautiful. Take a moment here. Just close your eyes, concluding the practice. Imagining these like rainbow colors swirling through your body, reminding yourself that just by doing this, you have literally like gained experience. You've gained a little bit of wisdom. You've experienced a new chapter of your journey for those of you who may be new. Just take a moment here to just kind of connect with this strengthening of the field, this energetic field, just carrying this energy with you throughout your day. You'll just feel like more inspiration, grace, more synchronicities, more intuition, more just like courage, compassion, more flow. So concluding this practice of meditation, take a moment here, just putting your hands on your heart to say like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to yourself, thank you to me, thank you to the team, thank you to the community, thank you to the universe. Beautiful. When you're ready, gently open your eyes, return your awareness to the space around you. Beautiful. All right, so we're just wrapping up the first top of the meditation broadcast. We'll stick around for those of you who want to do some Q&A and hang out. For those of you on TikTok, don't have to worry about going anywhere. I'm going to restart the Instagram feed in a second. Facebook and YouTube, you guys can stick around. So again, quick reminder for those of you who are just finishing up the broadcast at this point, tune in for our dream class tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you enjoy these broadcasts and what we're doing here, and you are in a position where you can support financially, please consider signing up to the Patreon with a monthly micro contribution. Again, your support in all forms is equally appreciated. So even just invite one friend to be able to tune in for future broadcasts. Check out the item shop where you can get shirts, light guarding crystals, buttons, all sorts of cool things. And yeah, thank you so much for joining in. And as always, the light guardian within me sees and honors the light guardian within you. So finish it off with a wolf howl. Sending you so much love. Carry this momentum with you. Have an awesome rest of your day. Much love. All right. So again, for those of you who are here, oh, there's new. Oh, weird. What? There's like new settings in. Hold on. There's like a new setting in Instagram. Share to IGTV. Download video. I'll download the video. How do I just share it normally? Did I do that? Did I share it? Oh, did I glitch it out? 1 second. I'm just trying to figure out how exactly this works. Okay. I think it changed its format with the the lives. You can now like save it right to an IGTV. That's interesting. All right, so for those of you who are here, hang tight. I'm gonna restart the broadcast on Instagram in a second. I'm just figuring out like the new settings here. But if you do have any comments of gratitude, please feel free to leave those in the chat, and we will hang out here and we'll do a little bit of like Q&A together. So okay, I guess. Weird. All right, I'm just having to post this here. Huh. Okay. Okay. Weird. I don't know. Instagram changed this thing where your lives go right to your. What? Do they not record to like the regular live? I don't know what happened there. Anyways, okay. All right, hang tight, everyone. Okay, just restarting the Instagram live here. That's interesting. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Thank you again, everyone, so much for joining in. If it's your first time here, go ahead and drop a 333 in the comments. Let me know. Let me know if this is your first time here. And you're not just letting me know, like you're letting like the rest of the team know as well. So it's a great way for us to just be able to like welcome those of us who may be new. Again, we're at a pretty exciting point, especially like with new people joining in. Several of you, if you're brand new, like, did you guys find me because of the recent video about the blue beings? If you did, then like perfect. Because again, like that's part of the strategy, and it's really cool for those of you who are like tuned in on the regular and you're actually seeing, you're observing these tactics unfold where basically we're doing these broadcasts, we're doing these meditations, and then again, I'm like, watch this, guys. Like, I'm gonna create like a dope, like viral consciousness shifting video. And then that video is actually going to serve as an invitation for more people to be able to connect with what we're doing here as a community. So watching the video is one thing, but again, for those of you who want to connect deeper, like, yeah, we do these team meditations, we have our team chat, we have the live broadcast that we do. And again, we're here to support each other. We're here moving this story forward, this story of like, again, this is like literally building a real world team of superheroes, of conscious superheroes, people who are tapped in with the power of their heart. So tapped in with the power of the heart, awakening within a dream. We'll talk more about that as we go. So again, for those of you tuned in on Instagram, we just restarted the broadcast. We obviously just got done our regular Waking Up with Wolf inspirational meditation. Do I need to change it to Waking Up with Mystic Spider-Man? Like, is that just to make it ubiquitous a little bit more? Because people are just like, wait, what? Like, who's Wolf? What? For those of you who are tuned in, who know me as Mystic Spider-Man, I have a few nicknames. So it's Mystic Spider-Man, Skull Babylon, that's my original YouTube channel, and Wolf Shield, which is my middle name. So that's why it's called Waking Up with Wolf. All right, for those of you who are leaving comments in the TikTok, thanks so much. I'm going to read some of those on air. So special shout out. I'm glad that people were getting like a really great experience with that rain meditation that we did. And again, for those of you who missed it, I really recommend you go check it out. Shout out to new members. Shout out to Mary. Shout out to Spiders. Shout out to My Jenny Universe. Shout out to Joel. Shout out to Ilurov. Sorry, I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Have I heard of that album, Mika? No, I have not. I do not know what that is. Awesome. My Jenny says, seen a lot of your videos on the For You page. That's awesome. I'm glad I'm showing up on the For You page. Like, that's the thing, like with TikTok, like there's like a very specific niche when it comes to like the spiritual awakening communities. So like if you create good content, it will show up on the For You page, which again, like part of what we're doing for those of you who may be new, like again, so I'm a conscious media creator, but part of what I'm doing in terms of building a community and building a team is within our community, there's a smaller community, there's a smaller circle, and that is like specifically other people who are also conscious media creators. So we're like building this team of conscious media creators so that more of us can continue to create inspirational content, reach more people, inspire people, and that's helping assist with the shift in consciousness. So if you are interested in like becoming more of a conscious media creator, if you want to just be in that space where you're supported, be sure to connect to my team chat. You can there's a lot for those, and I'm speaking to those of you who are new on TikTok. There's a lot through my profile link. Through my profile link, again, you'll see the link for tonight's broadcast. You'll see the links for all the team podcasts that we've done. You'll find the link to the team chat, the link to the Patreon, the link to the item shop, the link to iTunes, the link to the Paradigm Shift Central main website, a few other things. So again, if you're tuned in here and you're just like, oh sweet, I'd love to be able to connect with community and specifically like a team of conscious creators and leaders, then go ahead, check out the team chat. And again, if you want to join on the Patreon, absolutely. We're currently at 140 on Patreon. We're working towards our next goal of 150. So again, any support on the Patreon is super, super appreciated, and you get lots of perks there. All right, okay, I'm going to read some of the comments here. So again, if you guys have any questions, absolutely, now is the time to ask. Can you explain the blue beings some more? Yeah, I mean, like, again, that was a video I was planning on making for a while. And again, I think it was like pretty cool that I was able to compress it into 1 minute. I'm not exactly sure what exactly you would want me to explain more about on that. So maybe if you just want to specify and then I can focus in, but I'm just going to take a look at some of the other questions first. Thank you, Mika, for the recommendation. Yeah, thank you, Nunez, as well. How do you get into meditation? Great question. I'm just going to go over just the YouTube chat right here. I'm going to answer that question. How do I get into meditation? Because again, like me answering this, it's a chance for us to just be able to like learn from each other as well. I'm just reading a comment. Johnny, just kind of speaking very briefly to your comment there. Again, I think it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, having the wisdom to change the things you can, or what's the proper thing, where it's basically like knowing the things you can change, knowing things you can't change. Johnny is just basically talking about a circumstance where there's just like someone who is kind of just like not fully in sync with their views related to spirituality, and also just kind of like bringing a quote unquote negative energy. Usually when we do have someone else who's just kind of like, maybe like speaking down to us and everything like that, it's a great opportunity to just be able to learn how to be able to like set healthy boundaries, and just like finding a relationship that is going to work for you. And sometimes that will happen where like, we'll try and invest in ourselves and we'll just try and like introduce someone to some of our ideas and everything like that, but you can't force people to think a certain way. Some people are literally just not wired to see the world in kind of like some ways that may be more accessible for people who are kind of on the spiritual awakening journey and everything like that. And it's not to say it's like better or worse than, it's just different. So I think again, a lot of it, Johnny, from my own experience and this may sound silly, I would encourage, setting healthy boundaries, first of all. That's incredibly important. Clear communication. Less is more. Knowing when not to say things. Respecting them. And then also doing a practice where at night, set up like a candle. And then just literally like set up a candle and just look at the candle and just use that meditation time to literally just like send that person like love. Like, I know this sounds silly, but this is like kind of like, this is like actually like something I've done before, and it actually like, it's made a difference. It's kind of weird because like maybe it makes a difference, maybe it doesn't, but it's like basically where you're just like holding compassion for that person from a distance, from like an energetic, like you're still connecting with them energetically, but it's like, I've had that happen once where there was like a person and they were like basically like really like they were really like holding a lot of like anger and everything like that, and me talking to them in person wasn't going to do anything. So instead, I was kind of, and this was advice I was given to me by another person who's actually quite wise, where it was basically just kind of like they said that just kind of like focus on kind of like meditating from a distance and just kind of like send them that love from a distance. Again, this sounds kind of silly, but it's also important for you. It's also a practice for you where, again, like you're in this place where, again, that what you can do is control how you respond, without necessarily trying to change the way they see the world, as well. So by being able to just like practice having that compassion in that meditation, it allows you to bring that compassion into those moments when they kind of show up, and just be able to shift from kind of like reaction to response. I mean, there's kind of layers to that question, Johnny, but again, I just getting into it very briefly, I would just say, maybe spend a little bit of time doing some like meditation and sending healing energy, not just healing energy, sending like loving kindness energy to that person from a distance. Johnny, let me know if that's like something that can work for you. And that could even be like something that you could incorporate, like maybe even your daughter, like not that you're telling your daughter, hey, this is why we're doing this, but maybe, doing like a meditation practice with your daughter as well. All right, okay, I'm just going to get into some more questions here. Thank you everyone again for leaving your questions. Just wanted to be able to work through one at a time here. Again, I'll do my best to kind of read through the questions. One of the side effects of having more people tuned in is that there's more comments. So I really encourage people, if you're leaving comments in the chat, please be very concise and intentional with your comments. Do not spam comments. That's not fair to everyone else. So if you're going to hang out here in my live chats, please be mindful of that, and please kind of like respect what space we are creating here together. That way, so it just allows me to be able to like see the comments better. So if you're cool with that, like if you're like, okay, I get that, drop an 1111 in the chat. Like, let me know you agree to that. That's really, really important. And I know you probably don't hear that many often, like in the idea of live chats and stuff like that, like little guidelines and stuff, but it's important because those guidelines help create a healthy community. So Cosmic Soul says, I love that shaking off movements. I just woke up and I have so much energy now. Awesome. Again, for everybody else, like if you guys are like ready to like go on your day, you don't have to stay here. Like go, carry this momentum with you. But for those of you who want to stick around, like I'm here for a little bit to just do some Q&A real quick. How does the mantra meditation work? Duwashu, I'm going to answer that in a little bit. Again, I'm just going to kind of like scroll through the comments here. Woke up envisioning my energy body and it was blue, taking a bath in pink, rose oil, pink, blue, male, female. Very cool, Mary. I love that visual. Thank you for sharing. How do you astral project? Ranga, feel free to tune into our podcast tonight for our dream class. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And even you can check out past broadcasts that we've done. If you look up Dream Class Skull Babylon, you'll find all the past broadcasts we've done. They're on my YouTube channel. Awesome. Cosmic Soul says, I ordered a Flower of Life shirt off Amazon. Sweet. Cosmic Soul, just keep in mind, like if you're looking to get like this specific version, this is one that says like open your heart. We do have that available through my item shop. So if you want to get like one in the future, or you want to like let a friend know about one, that's where you can get it. So we do have them available through the item shop. The items that I have, like the clothing items that I have available through the item shop, like I don't make much money off those because basically I kept the margin very minimal. I think I make like $2 off a sale. That way, so it keeps the prices more accessible. That way, so it's more affordable for you guys. Because like I want you guys just to be able to get the gear. Like it's not like, hey, I'm selling t-shirts to make money. It's like, yeah, it's a cool way to support, but it's more about you guys getting the gear. So again, if you haven't checked out the item shop, check that out. Say it with a southern accent. You got it, Nun. Okay, Nunya. Nunya? Okay, I said it. Okay, I literally just went through this with my best friend. Like, wow. Very cool, Jenny. Inner Flame talking about the candle. Absolutely. Inner Flame knows all about the candles. What if I can't picture things when someone says imagine? Hope you know what I'm talking about. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I don't know if that's an I or an L. So Ularov. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of go through. I'm keeping track of the questions. There's a question about how did I get into meditation. The question about the visualization. The mantra meditation. How do those work? You look like emo David Dobrik. I don't know who David Dobrik is. Apparently I look like a lot of people. That's because I'm actually like, there's like There's like a top secret cloning program that happened like back in the 80s. Like I'm like one of like the like earlier versions, and then there was like several other clones that came out. So I'm like basically like the Prometheus version of me. And then there were like other like the proto version of me, and then there were like other versions like what's his name? Shane Dawson. He's one of my clones. So yeah. People are like, what? Is he serious? Okay. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, so again, for anybody who's in the chat, if you're interested in astral projection, tune in for dream class tonight. And honestly, I wouldn't even worry about astral projection. Like, don't make astral projection your goal. Like, there's way more other things that you should be doing before this. Like, this is like a big thing within spirituality. I see a lot of people, they're kind of like learning about a lot of stuff really fast, and they're hearing people talk about astral projection, awakening your third eye. Honestly, like if you're new to spirituality, your focus should be like on the root. It should be focused on like the groundwork. It should be focused on like exercise, good food, drinking water, getting sunshine, getting good sleep, gratitude practices, meditation, connecting with community, and like really just kind of like building your awareness up through the root, and then eventually kind of like activating more into the higher conscious awareness. Otherwise, if you're just kind of like trying to access a higher conscious awareness, it like almost won't make sense for you. It would be like kind of like reading something in another language, or it just kind of like won't really be something that you can integrate quite in the same way. So honestly, like if you're just like, oh my god, like I want to astral project, my advice for you is to stop wanting to astral project. And that's how you'll get it. Like the desire to want to astral project will actually prevent you from astral projecting, because basically you will only receive what you're ready to receive. And so if you're just like, if it's like your ego that's like really just like, oh, I want that fascination, the universe will be like, no, like not yet. Like you'll get it when you're ready, and you'll get it when you're humble as well. So like the practice of dream practice is actually like a practice of like discipline and consistency and mindfulness and vigilance and humbleness. Let me know if that makes sense for you. But again, like in terms of like the details of how to astral project, yeah, we'll talk more about that during dream class tonight, but we did talk about last dream class as well. So I hope that answers your question. If that does, if you resonate with that, drop a 333 in the chat. Thank you everyone for the 1111s in the chat. I really appreciate you guys just being aware of that. It just makes it way easier for me to go through the comments. Can you elaborate on the cloning? Is that still happening, you think? No, that was a joke, Mary. So I have nothing more to elaborate on the cloning. Sounds like being a plant. Yeah, and just, I guess just to clarify, that was just me being satirical. I'm not actually part of a cloning program. So I'm totally tuning in tonight. Awesome Cosmic Souls. Sounds like being a plant tree. Yes, totally. How do you get more disciplined if I literally start things so motivated but end up not finishing it? Honestly, tune in for these broadcasts. Tuning in for these broadcasts is a great way to develop the consistency and the routines, and like that's really important. Like when it comes to like kind of like programming your mind and programming your brain, like the patterns and the consistencies that you build are going to be so important. Because again, what may start off as being like, oh, this is really hard, it's basically because like you're laying down a new path, you're laying down a new road. You know, it's like you're creating like a highway within your mind. And if it's the first time creating that highway, it's going to be like, there's going to be like a little bit of like construction that's required. But as you get into the habits and as you get into the routine, it's going to be like way more easier. And also a very important thing is to be able to like associate the things that require discipline with like an emotional feeling that is going to like bring like a degree of excitement and joy. And so that's why like even within these meditations that we do, like I always make it my intention so that when people tune in, it's not just like, today we are going to meditate. Like it's like, oh man, like that feels like going to like that class that you never liked in school with that boring teacher, right? Like instead what I do is I bring an energy where you guys tune in, and you know that just by tuning in that you're gonna smile, that you're gonna laugh, that you're gonna like get to just kind of like hang out with community. And so you want to kind of like connect like this emotional feeling to it, and that way, so like even for your meditation, if you create this narrative where it's like, whoa, okay, every time I'm meditating, instead of it being a chore, it's actually me like earning experience points. It's me leveling up. This is actually like gaining. It's an investment for myself. So it really has to do with kind of like being aware of the narrative and the relationship that we have with whatever it is that may be challenging us. And then kind of like finding a way to be able to associate it with a sensation that is empowering or that is alluring. So it's like, again, next time it's like after today, you got to tune in for today, and it was fun. It was fun doing the meditation for those of you who are here, for those of you who got to do the whole thing. And then your body is going to be like, oh, what? Like, the broadcast is on again? Like, yeah, I want to tune in. Like, I want to get excited. Like, let's come back. And I want you guys to do that. I want you guys to be able to feel that, and then to be able to like expand that more into your own practices. So that's a very important thing with discipline. The other thing that's very important with discipline is to intentionally do things that are challenging. So rather than just trying to like always find that comfort zone, you actually want to go outside of your comfort zone, and you want to do little things that are going to be like healthy versions of stress. You actually want to be able to create healthy stress within your life. That's like so important, and a lot of people are just never told this. A great way to be able to do this would be things such as taking cold showers, ending your showers cold. So start a shower normally, and then end your shower with cold water, like even just for 30 seconds to start off with, but then you can work it up to a minute, maybe even 2 minutes. Physiologically, this is like so powerful. The body, it helps release like important chemicals within the body, important like even just like the neurochemistry of it is really powerful. But it's also kind of like the mental thing where when you take a cold shower, instead of just being like, oh no, I hate this, what you can actually do is you can take the shower and you can turn it to cold. And this is what I do. And I associate that coldness in my mind with victory. The coldness actually in my mind is like, this is like, by me conquering this moment of taking a cold shower, I can conquer any other obstacle that comes my way. Any other task coming my way today, I can do it because I can do this. So it becomes like holographic. It becomes a fractal. So honestly, for everybody here, for discipline, do the little things that are going to kind of like cultivate that discipline. Willpower, temperance, that comes again kind of from like the solar chakra. That is something that is developed over time. And the only way to develop that is by intentionally putting ourselves in situations that are outside of our comfort zone. You're never going to develop discipline and willpower if you're always just like sitting on the couch, getting high, eating food, watching movies all the time, right? In moderation, there is a time and place for that. Absolutely. You want to be able to decompress, save it as a reward. Do it when after you've kind of like done some other stuff, right? But creating that relationship, finding the little things to be able to stress you throughout the day, healthy versions of stress. And again, healthy versions of stress can be exercise, taking cold showers, fasting can be a version of that, journaling, taking time where you just like take your phone and you put it somewhere else and you just read a book. It's kind of weird to think that like reading a book requires discipline, but I guess that's just the age we're in, where it's like what, like how do you read a book? Like I can't do that. It takes so much focus. Like we have to basically like unwire ourselves in a lot of ways. Like this here, like we're addicted to this, right? Like the phones, the devices, we're addicted to that. Once we become aware of that, that's how we can begin to change the relationship with it. So again, this is all about awakening the consciousness. It's about making the unconscious conscious and becoming aware of subtle patterns, subtle habits, and implementing new patterns and implementing new habits. And again, implementing new habits that are actually going to be intentionally stressful so that we can kind of like cultivate more of this willpower as we move through the day. If that resonates, drop a 777 in the chat. Again, just a reminder for everyone, please be mindful of the comments. Please do not spam the chat. That's not really, just be mindful of the fact that I can only read so much at a time. What time do you begin the morning meditations? 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, give or take. It's like show up at 10 a.m. and then the broadcasts usually start at like 10:05 or 10:10. Ulrov says, oh, true. Thank you so much. It's pronounced Laura, by the way. Lura. Wow, that's way easier. Thank you. Appreciate the pronunciation. Cosmic Soul, I recommend if you're just starting out to start by practicing forgiving yourself and others. Absolutely. Very good way to say it. Fluoride filters on showers. Yeah, absolutely, if you can. Okay, just reading some of the comments here. I'm just getting started on my spiritual journey. What information should I read first? Ooh, that's a great place. So when it comes to the spiritual journey, wow, there's so many places to be able to start. I think kind of like with the spiritual journey, it really is just, again, you know, this journey of connecting dots, this journey of just kind of like following that which inspires you, listening to your heart. You know, if you had the opportunity to do so, I would say like go into a bookstore and just kind of like find an old book, like find like a book that just kind of like jumps off the bookshelf. Whatever path you take will be meaningful. And there's so much information out there that, again, it's not even so much like what do I need first. It's more so just kind of like plotting things out and then beginning to connect the dots. There's a lot of great books out there. Even if you're looking for something that was a book that like I really loved, read The Alchemist. The Alchemist. It's like a story. Like it's not just like it's a fiction, but it's a great read if you're just kind of like looking more for something to read. I mean, yeah, there's so much out there. I mean, literally, just find like YouTubers that you resonate with. Um, Listen to podcasts and things like that. Like I wouldn't really say like, there's one place to start, but really I would just say, find something that you naturally just feel excited about, and then just kind of let the synchronicities kind of lead you from one thing to the next. Again, like the journey of spirituality, of this awakening of consciousness, is to be able to like connect the dots and to kind of like see it. It's actually kind of like, it's not actually super effective if you were to just like learn every single thing about spirituality like from watching a YouTube channel. Like I didn't do that. You learn a lot from it, but you actually want to be able to like learn through your own aha moments, through your own kind of like connecting the dots. So I would say, to like just be mindful of just kind of like how much you're absorbing, even through like social media content from YouTubers and things like that. Make sure you're getting a variety of sources. There's going to be different perspectives, but definitely, spend time in nature. Like spending time in nature is one of the most powerful ways. Hang out with us during these broadcasts, tune in as a team, connect ourselves with other people who are having these conversations, ask questions in the chat. That's a great way to be able to do it. And yeah, just being patient with yourself. There's no rush. And again, if anybody has any other suggestions on books that they would recommend for people who are kind of new to the spiritual journey and stuff like that, please feel free to leave those in the chat. Cosmic Soul is suggesting read Dolores Cannon books, The Three Waves of Volunteers. Yeah, I was actually thinking that. Dolores Cannon, again, she passed away a few years ago, I guess now. But yeah, has some books that is like all about the awakening of consciousness, and these were written, like back in the 90s, I think. There's quite a few books there. So yeah, Dolores Cannon. Again, there's kind of like well-known authors. I would say like people like Ram Dass would be like, he's written a bunch of books in the past as well. Even like books from like the Dalai Lama and stuff like that. There's a lot of books. So if anybody has any books they want to suggest, please feel free to leave those in the comments. Tyson says Earth, Palladian Keys to the Living Library by Barbara Marciniak. That's another suggestion there. Thank you, Tyson. Just going back to some of the other stuff I was talking about developing discipline, and thank you again everyone for leaving your comments. Again, just a reminder, like any of the questions that are being asked, like they're not just like, oh, like I have all the answers. Like any question that's being asked, like this is us asking and answering the question as a community. So again, just a reminder, if like someone's asking a question and we're answering it together, unless it's like super relative to me, please feel free to like leave your feedback in the comments. That's what we're here to do as a team. So thank you again, everyone. Brittany says, going back to the discipline, I would also suggest working out 5 more minutes when you are utterly exhausted. Your mind tells you can't do it, but you absolutely can. Obviously, do this safely. Very good point, Brittany. Yeah, I think you're right. Like being able to like kind of like find those edges and then realize that we can go a little bit beyond them. That's basically kind of like the same thing that works with the cold showers, from my experience. You'll actually kind of like, and it works in meditation. You actually want to be able to observe this. This is about making the unconscious conscious, where you'll go through these periods where, like, say in meditation, you're sitting there and you actually want to get to the point where your ego will be like, all right, I want to stand up. I'm done. This is too, like, I'm bored of this. Stand up. You want to observe that, and then that's when you want to stay a little bit longer. That's when you want to kind of like dissolve that by just kind of like allowing yourself to be intentionally deciding what it is that next step you do, opposed to just the impulse. Because if you're always just listening to the impulse, then the ego will always kind of be like, the ego has a tendency to almost like pull us away from the awakening. So basically anything that the ego like kind of like tells us to do, you should almost sometimes do the opposite. Sometimes, relatively speaking. But yeah, definitely, I've noticed that. I would love doing that. I haven't done it recently, but literally just like running in a field, and I would just run in the field, and I would literally just like run to the point of just like seeing how far I could push myself, and then like getting to those points where I would feel exhausted, and then going a little bit further. And then you kind of do that and you're like, whoa, like I'm stronger than I thought I was. So again, it's about being able to, again, make like the unconscious conscious, observe that the ego will actually like try to prevent you from meditating, and then becoming aware of that and then meditating a little more, just as one example. Da, 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 da. Yeah, journaling is also very valuable. Absolutely. Gratitude journal. Thank you everyone for dropping those 777s. Where am I from? I am from Canada. Da, 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 da. Carlos Castaneda, thank you. That's another great recommendation actually as well. I hope for anybody who's looking for these book recommendations, take screenshots. Yeah, Carlos Castaneda, reading his books back in the day, those were some of the earlier books that I found, again, like in a bookstore. Yeah, is it called The Hidden Reality? Is that what it's called? I think so. Anyways, Carlos Castaneda, he has a lot of books where again it basically just kind of like talks about this idea of like sight beyond sight, kind of like seeing and again it's this story of kind of like this guy going into South America and like working with shamans. Very 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 interesting story there. Awesome. Thank you everyone for checking out the Blue Beings video. I'm glad that video is making its rounds. And again, like I'm so grateful that if you saw that video and now you're tuned in and you're like hanging out here with us as a team, like welcome, 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 welcome. So Carlos Castaneda, Castaneda. So write that down for those of you who need that again. Castaneda. Carlos Castaneda. It's spelled how it sounds. So even if you just type it in Google, you'll find it. Another book, The Four Agreements. Yep, that's a great book as well. Obviously, like Celestine Prophecy. If you're looking for another book, that's a great book. You want to those books where you can kind of like see yourself in them, that are like relatable and everything like that. Those are always really, really important, really powerful. Any other comments on books? Please feel free to leave that in the comments. All right, team. So I'm just gonna hang out here for maybe about 10 more minutes, give or take. And then we'll wrap it up here. And again, the only reason I'm getting off is because I have more work that I have to do. So like throughout the day, like again, this is my job, right? Doing these broadcasts in the morning and then doing production work. I'm going to be creating a new TikTok today. I'm going to be on TikTok live again a little bit later today. I might even just be live on YouTube at the same time, where I'm like literally responding to the comments on the Blue Beings video. There's like 100 comments that I have to reply to. So I'm just going to do that. Quick note for those of you on TikTok, I do my best to literally reply to every single comment on TikTok. That's very important to me. So thank you again, everyone, for taking the time to just like be here, to engage with my content. Super, 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 super appreciated. And again, if you guys haven't yet, click the links in my profile to connect further. Again, you can connect to our team chat. Our team chat is a very like intentional, sacred digital space. And again, within that team chat, you can connect further as a leading member. And again, that's when you join on Patreon, and that's when you kind of join our collective of conscious media creators, conscious creators and leaders. So again, definitely check out the Patreon. Again, you can sign up there for like $5 is for like the discount on the shop. But if you sign up at the $11, then you can join as a leading member. And it's like a pay what you wish. So you can sign up even more for whatever you choose. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you're very new, The Power of Now. Thank you. Yeah, again, like all of these are so obvious. I just kind of like was having trouble thinking off the top of my head. Yeah, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. That's another great one. Again, there's a whole conversation. We could literally just spend an entire broadcast just talking about books that have been meaningful to our spiritual journey. Thank you so much for the suggestions. Thank you as well. Best advice for someone who never done meditation. Do meditation. Honestly, best practice for meditation. Tune into these broadcasts again, and that's not me like trying to be like, oh, this is the answer, but we're holding space here to be able to practice meditations. And again, there's been a lot of people, and this is where again, like your guys' feedback is actually really valuable, because like I know there's people who are tuning into these broadcasts who are new to meditation or fairly new, and because of tuning into these broadcasts, they're developing more of the habit, and they're developing more of the awareness, they're learning from it. So again, with meditation, like having an instructor to help you guide through it is very, very valuable. And that's literally what I'm here to do, because I know this is important. Like again, like I've said this before, like even if I was like a millionaire, I would still literally be doing these broadcasts here right now, talking to you, because this is important. Like one-to-one stuff. This is important. This is literally how we shift paradigms. Like every single day I wake up and I'm just like, in that intention of like, how can I help change the world today? How can I help assist with the shift in consciousness? Making dope videos. Yeah, that's one way. But honestly, just talking, holding space, doing guided meditations for people who may be new to it. I'm well aware of the fact that there's like a ton of people who are awakening right now, and I've kind of been preparing myself for this. Like again, for those of you who are new to my content, like I'm newish on TikTok, but I've been creating conscious media for over 10 years. which is why I really encourage you to check out my profile link. There's so much content there. You can even check out some full-length movies I've made called Journey to Lucidity. I would really, really love if you get a chance to check out that. Nice. Thank you to shout out to those of you also from Canada. Awesome. Yeah, JR. So JR, go to my profile link and check. There's like links to our daily meditations, and then there's like longer meditations. The longer meditations are almost like audiobooks. Like they're like a first person audio journey. Really, really, really powerful. So yeah, if you're looking for more, definitely check out the longer meditations as well as the daily meditation. So again, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we do these meditations. Gene Keys by Richard Rudd, super awesome book. Yeah, I'm even thinking of things like Greg Braden. He has a lot of books as well. Thank you for taking your time for us too. Thank you, Laura, for your gratitude. Really appreciate it. Thank you. It's kind that you set out this time of your day to do this for us. Thank you, Blake. Super appreciated. Do you think eating animals puts up blockage? Yeah, I definitely do think that we need to be aware of our diet. I definitely do think, again, without having to get too much into this topic, because there are questions earlier that I didn't even get back to related to like the mantras and the meditation. If the people who asked that are still here, please feel free to let me know. Again, I won't be able to like go super deep into all the chats today just because I have to switch into more stuff. Deepak was an awesome 21-day meditation for abundance is awesome for beginners. Another great suggestion. Intention is everything. Thank you for holding the space. Thank you as well. Like honestly, like your guys comments, like it really means a lot. I awakened when I went vegan. Good for you, vegan teacher. No problem. I'm proud of you. Check out Aaron Doughty's YouTube channel to learn about the Great Awakening and everything spiritual. Yeah, Aaron Doughty's definitely got some good stuff as well. It's funny. Me and Aaron actually have like kind of like similar styles. Like I don't know, it's weird. We both wear like the Flower of Life shirt. One thing. Yeah, I remember like seeing Aaron kind of like jump onto the scene a few years ago. It's great to see his content getting out there. So for those who kind of like who resonate with Aaron's stuff, definitely if you're looking for more, check it out. So Joe Dispenza dropped a new book called Becoming Supernatural. Yeah, Joe Dispenza's got a lot of stuff too. Greetings from Germany. Thank you so much. All right, okay, so any other questions that you guys want to ask real quick, go ahead and do that. I'm going to wrap up the broadcast in a second. I'll just answer the couple questions real quick. There's a question earlier, how did I get into meditation? So for me, I got into meditation when I started doing yoga. I started doing yoga classes, and basically within the yoga classes, meditation was a part of the class. So I think for me, what helped was like showing up in a practice where you really commit, where it's like, okay, I'm walking into this yoga class and I'm not going to get up and leave halfway, you know? So even for us doing this broadcast, you know, this is a powerful way for us to for you to just be able to be like, okay, I'm tuned in for this 1 hour broadcast and I'm committed to it. So like, I understand that some people are going to leave halfway. That's totally like, you know, part way through the broadcast. That's cool. But next time you tune into this broadcast, try to get here at the beginning and stay to the end, you know? And then obviously this is like the bonus Q&A area. But yeah, like being able to do it during yoga, and having that guided space and being able to experience kind of like the just kind of like using a lot of like a lot of the movements in the body to help myself relax. And then eventually just kind of started like doing it at home a little bit more. I started doing instructional guided meditations. I've got a lot of experience doing instructional guided meditation. My passion for storytelling has always been something that I've incorporated into my meditation teachings. Stories are so important. Stories within guided meditations are so powerful because that's how we help evoke the emotional experiences. So that's where, again, if you guys are looking for some like really powerful story meditations, check them out. They're through my YouTube channel and they're through my bio link. It'll say like longer meditations. You can check those out. Yeah, so that's just a short answer there. So again, the mantra meditations, I'll just explain that real quick, and then that'll probably be the last question for today. Joseph who? Which Joseph did we say? I'm just trying to think. Who did we talk about Joseph? Was Joseph an author that we mentioned earlier? Star Angel, I'm just trying to reply to your comment. What Joseph did we talk about? I'm not exactly sure if we mentioned Joseph. Oh, Joe Dispenza. Yeah, Joe Dispenza. He's definitely quite popular now. So just look up Joe Dispenza, Star Angel, Dispenza, Joe Dispenza. So again, for the mantra practice meditations, and again, for those of you on YouTube, go ahead. You guys can keep leaving comments there, just gratitude and everything like that. This will be pretty much the last question for today, and then we're going to wrap it up. So the mantra practice meditation, for those of you who joined in today, we only did a very short version of it. Maybe you've seen other videos on my profile that talk a little bit more about the mantra practice. So this is based on teachings from the Gnostics teachings. Gnosticism basically means knowledge through experience, wisdom through experience. And the Gnostic teachings is basically a study of wisdom from a variety of different spiritual teachings that kind of like brings it into one place. So it finds like the common threads, the common element, brings it into one place. And so the mantras that we do, the mantra practice with the chakra practice, this is like a very ancient practice, and there's actually like a science to it. And so basically, again, like with the chakras, the way I explain it, I'll just explain it very quickly. The chakras are like organs for our energetic body. They are literally these spinning discs of energy, and we can become more aware of them. And these different parts of these different chakras, they literally like receive information from beyond the present moment. They receive from the past and from the future. This is how I explain it. Again, like if this doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. But this is how, for me, it makes sense. Like there's a practical element to this. And so when we're working with our chakras, we can allow ourselves to become more aware of the information that's kind of coming through, like from the future into our body. And then we incorporate that into our ability to be like making choices, and also to feel intuition and to be able to get inspiration. So even that feeling of like really wanting to do something, it's just like, oh, like I really want to make a song, or I really want to create art. That's like coming through the heart chakra, where it'd literally be like the inspiration of that kind of like rippling into you. And then you're able to kind of like feel it and then enact on it. And so the chakras, you can think of it like as a musical scale. And that's why they also have like color. Like musical scales and color scales are more or less like the exact same thing. It's all about harmonics. Like this entire reality is like structured around harmonics. If you start understanding harmonics and frequency, like it really starts painting a different picture of this reality. So the different chakras have different frequencies, and then the mantras that we do, the voice, the sounds that we make with our voice, those have a tone to them that resonate with those spinning energy discs. And so this is like part of the technology that's built into our body. So when you make that tone with your voice, it literally kind of vibrates that chakra. And what we're doing is that if we don't work with the chakras intentionally, what will happen is they atrophy. Like they kind of like get stagnant, and it's basically like they like build up with like energetic gunk, like energetic like mud. So when we do the mantras, it's almost like a way of like dusting like clearing the dirt off the chakras, clearing the dirt off the lens of the heart, how I like to say it. And so when we do the mantras, it's almost like giving your chakras like an energetic massage. And it helps kind of open them, but more importantly, it helps balance them. It helps move them. And as you start doing this more, you can actually become more aware. You can actually begin to like feel the different chakras. So even for those of you right now, we'll just go through it again real quick. So the brow chakra is the sound E, like a ski. It goes E. And if you do this, eventually you'll start to kind of like feel like kind of like a sensation in your brow chakra. And each chakra has a correlating virtue. So this is where the chakra practice is about the awakening of consciousness. It's about being able to work with the different chakras, understand how they correlate to our physical body, and also to be able to correlate both to the faculties, which are their abilities, and to the virtues, which is kind of like the aspects which show up in our personality. If this is a little bit confusing, I'll explain it to you as we go. And this is just like a short version here. Oh, the Instagram feed crashed for whatever reason. Just gonna restart that real quick. So the different chakras have different correlating virtues. So we'll start off at the root. The root chakra, that's the sound S. It's like the sizzling of the fire, the rising of the serpent. So it's a sound S. The root chakra is all about kind of like the virtue is patience, and so it is about being able to kind of like find stability and trust and connection, roots to the earth, branches above, kind of like really taking care of our needs, our physical needs. Then you move up into the sacral chakra. That's the sound M, almost as if you're like eating something delicious. It's delicious. And it's really funny that we make that noise intuitively when we eat food and we're like, that's good. Like that noise has the tone which correlates to that chakra. And again, like this is, I'm not just making this up. Like this is like, there's like a science to this. And the thing with this is that you can experience this. So if you were to do these chakra practice meditations, you'll begin to become more aware of the sensations, and it just helps strengthen the energetic field, it helps strengthen the energetic body, and it helps you align with the virtues. So when you're doing it, say when you're doing the root chakra, you're like focusing on patience and be like, okay, patience, very, very important virtue to be able to have. The sacral chakra is about the cultivation of the sexual energy. Again, the sexual energy, for those of you, I'm not going to get too much into detail here, the sexual energy that we discharge through orgasm and ejaculation, that energy is such a powerful energy. It's literally like the life force creating energy. And so when we cultivate it, meaning when we don't just, spill the cup, so to speak, that energy moves up through the rest of our body. It moves as vitality throughout the rest of our body. It strengthens our physical organs and it strengthens our energetic body as well. Very, very powerful to practice cultivating that sexual energy. And that actually correlates with like astral projection and stuff. Like cultivating that energy will actually help with your dream recall, because it actually like it brings energy to like your awareness of like your energy body, your astral body. The solar chakra, that's about temperance, willpower. So this is kind of like the part of our body where we feel like a lot of like the intuition, the gut feelings. So again, even just going back to the idea of like thinking of from a practical way of like how we receive information from the future through our chakras, the feeling that we often get is the gut feeling, the intuition. That's literally like the future kind of like sending data from where it is, and then it ripples to us, and then it's kind of like, oh, like I should go do this, or I shouldn't do this, I should go this way, or I should go that way. And we feel that through our intuition, what we recognize as our intuition, but that's actually kind of like data arriving in our chakra. So again, once you start kind of like working with the chakras, you begin to understand them and you begin to become aware of them, and you begin to realize like how they kind of like affect your overall behavior and where you need to work on certain ones. So example, if you're just like addicted to pornography and no shame, and you're just like spilling your cup every day, a great way to work with your sacral chakra would be to cultivate that energy and to bring awareness to the fact that maybe there is an addiction there, and then to begin focusing that energy elsewhere. And again, this much bigger conversation there. And so again, the solar chakra, this is about willpower, temperance. Temperance is a word that basically means like, choosing things with intention. So we practice willpower all the time, even just in like how we use our social media devices. If you're just like, oh, I just feel like looking at my phone, so I'm just going to do it, and you're just doing it mindlessly, you're just like, like you're not really practicing your willpower there. Your willpower would be able to observe, be like, whoa, I'm pretty addicted to this thing, I'm going to put it over here, The solar chakra sound, and thank you for reminding me, the solar chakra sound is sound U. So you, again, if you check out my profile, for those of you who are new, scroll down a bit. One of my popular videos, it's got like almost like 50,000 views or whatever, which is awesome. Is basically like the instructions for the chakra sounds plus the virtues and the faculties. So the faculties are the abilities, which I haven't really talked too much about just yet. But basically like the faculty of the root is what's known as lords of the earth. This is a term, it's a very like esoteric term. It basically means like connection to the roots. Sacral chakra, the faculty there is astral projection. So again, it's the cultivation of that energy. And again, through cultivating it, that energy literally moves up the spine and kind of like moves into the cerebellum. The solar chakra, it is intuition. So again, kind of what I was talking about, the gut feeling, that's one of the faculties. Heart chakra, all about compassion. Heart chakra is usually the chakra that we're like most aware of because we're so human, we use it quite a lot. So the heart chakra, again, that's about being able to like be in this place of kindness, compassion, seeing yourself in others. Very, very important. And again, with any of these chakras, I'll just mention this real quick because again, I just know there's always people tuning in for the first time, and I'm here to help you learn. That's why I'm here, because you're listening. So I appreciate you learning from this. With any of the chakras, it's very, very important to understand that the objective with working with the chakras is to balance them, not necessarily just to entirely just like blow them open. So as an example of this, the heart chakra, I'm sure we've all experienced this, where at certain times our heart chakra would be like very open, and then sometimes it would be very closed. And we kind of want to be able to be aware of where and when the heart chakra is kind of like in whether it's really open, really closed, or kind of balanced, and then to just be aware of kind of like how that's affecting our behavior. Yeah, so the heart chakra, absolutely. The heart chakra can like deal with jealousy. The heart, like any of these emotions that we commonly associate with words such as jealousy, like it wouldn't just be the heart chakra. So if you were to think of the term jealousy, that would actually even correlate to like the lower chakras as well. So like jealousy is kind of like, and I'm just answering this because there's a question in the chat. Jealousy would usually come from a place of like, not feeling fully confident in yourself or not really trusting or just kind of like really desiring something, feeling unfulfilled in your own way. Like that can come as a result of like other parts of your other chakras not like still like having, there's some attention that you could give them. So again, that's where like as you're going through your process of awakening, like working on the root chakra and working your way up, that's where you're kind of like building confidence. You're kind of like getting stability. You're creating habits. You're creating foundation. But as you kind of move into the heart chakra, they all kind of correlate. They all start. You can start to observe this. You could literally like observe an emotion you're feeling and be like, oh, like what chakras are kind of interplaying here? Like, or you could go and look at it in a scenario you went through and be like, oh, what chakras were kind of like was I tapping into? And I'll explain more of this because I want you guys to be able to understand this. I know it's a little bit new for some of you, but yeah, so the heart chakra, I just want to give an example. When the heart chakra is closed, like when it's like, again, when we're doing the mantras, our objective is to balance the chakras, not just blow them open. And that's why I'm a little, when I hear people saying like, oh, here's how you open your third eye, like it should be, here's how you balance your third eye would be better. Because the idea of just opening your third eye completely is not actually practical. So the heart chakra, when it's very close, our behavior will kind of be in this place where we like have trouble sharing ourselves with other. We have trouble kind of like opening ourselves up. We have trouble trusting other people. When the heart chakra is overly open, that can be in this place where where we can just be like, oh, like I'll help you. I love you. Like I'm friends with everyone. Let's just like all get along. And we're doing this and we're doing this and we're doing this. But then often what happens is if your heart chakra is so open, this can this is not sustainable. It actually becomes exhausting, especially if you're not taking care of yourself. So I'm sure we've all been in this place where just like you're a people pleaser, you're helping other people, you're doing things. And then what can happen is that you end up kind of like draining yourself. You're not filling your own cup and you end up exhausting yourself. And then also what can happen is when your heart chakra is overly open like that, sometimes what can happen is that boundaries aren't really in place in the same way. And then people might take advantage of those lack of boundaries. People can kind of like, like this is where, again, if you're like overly open and then someone does something and then it really might hurt you. It really might hurt you. And again, not that like hurt in itself is, just like a bad thing because there's a lesson there. Sometimes we have to get hurt in order to be able to be like, oh, like, thank you for teaching me the importance of setting healthy boundaries as well, So like, and that's the thing, we've all been through variations of this, like, especially, relationships and everything like that. So it's about being able to be aware of kind of like when your heart chakra might be like really either too open or too closed, and then working on balancing it if it's too closed. Really just working on like self-love and gratitude, connecting with nature, connecting with community, which is what we're doing here. Those things that are really gonna nurture. So again, it's all about the balance. Absolutely, the balance is the key. 100%, the balance is the key, and it's about being aware. And then again, it's also being able to kind of like choose where and how you're opening or closing your chakras. So for example, it's not like you're balanced, like the balance from the place of balance, you can kind of like choose how you're navigating it. For example, if you're with a beloved, if you're with a lover, that's a great opportunity to practice just kind of like mindfully opening the heart chakra because you're in a safe space. You feel very secure, very loving, and that can be a very powerful experience where you're just like so with someone and your heart chakra can be very open in that place without it kind of like having to worry about someone, taking advantage of that openness. But on a regular basis, when we're just kind of like interacting day to day, socializing with people, it's not really practical to always have a totally open heart chakra. You can open it at times, but also be aware of like how to kind of balance it and just be aware of, again, making sure that you're taking care of yourself as well. So it's all about mindfulness. It's making the unconscious conscious. That's essentially what the awakening of consciousness is. It's making the unconscious conscious. It's becoming aware of these little patterns, these little habits within our life, and then seeing them, learning from them, and then really consciously choosing who we are making ourselves to be. Does that make sense? Drop an 1111 if that makes sense for you. Or even just if anything that I'm saying is valuable to you. Again, that's why I'm here. I'm here because there's literally, like however many people, probably like 25 people tuned in right now. But hey, if this could make a difference for the 25 people tuned in, then perfect. That's what we're doing, right? Planting one seed at a time. If there's 200 people tuned in right now, I'd be here like having this exact same intention. So so another thing, just going into the examples of the chakras. So the heart chakra, that's the sound O. O. Pulmonary chakras. This is a chakra that a lot of people don't know about. These chakras here, these are chakras that basically connect us with like our ancestors. Ultra memory, that's the faculty. It's the faculty of ultra memory. So, Doggy, thank you so much for joining. If you're leaving irrelevant comments in the chat, please do not do that, just out of respect for everyone else. Thank you. So with these chakras, the sound is ah, ah. And when we do these chakras, this is a great opportunity to just kind of like visualize like our ancestors being with us. So visualize like the support of our ancestors. Imagine like their hands on your shoulder. And that's something very powerful to just kind of keep in mind that, our guides, our ancestors, like they're with us. They're with us all the time. And we kind of forget that. And that's something that you can kind of waken more to. And we'll practice that tomorrow in tomorrow's meditation. So again, for those of you who are here, I would love for you to join in tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, thanks, Doggy. Sweet, there you go. There, I just blocked that guy. Again, just a quick reminder, if anybody's like not following the guidelines of the chat, that's basically just you deciding for me that you're ready to be blocked. And that's not me being mean, believe me, that's just protocol. So, because like the space, the community is more important than the individual. So just know that like if people come in here and they start like dropping stupid comments, I'll block them. It's simple as that. So, the amnesia, bro. Oh, you like that one? Thanks, James. Okay, so I just want to talk real quick. The other chakra is the throat chakra. Throat chakra, the sound is A. A. This one's actually one of the most obvious ones that you can really feel. So like if you were to make this sound, which you can do right now, I encourage you to do it. Take a breath and go A. You'll literally feel like the vibration right in the throat. And same with the other chakras. Like if you do that, go oh, you can feel it. You can physically feel the vibration in that part of your body, which is very cool, especially if you've never done that before. The throat chakra, again, and I'm just going to wrap it up here. This broadcast has gone way longer than I intended, but we're going to wrap it up shortly. But again, I'm happy. I just want to make sure that I'm helping you guys out how I can. So the throat chakra, when it's closed, that is us basically in this place where we have trouble communicating. We have trouble speaking our truth. When the throat chakra is overly open, that can be, and I'm sure we've either been this person or we've seen this person, the person who just like keeps on talking, but they're not really listening, and maybe they're saying too much, and maybe they say so much that eventually they put their foot in their mouth, So the throat chakra is being very intentional and mindful with our words, like basically like understanding that words create worlds. It's a very powerful thing to be able to keep in mind. Your words are your sword. Like you look at the word sword and it literally has the word word in it, sword, words. Very cool, right? So your words are your sword. So hold your words, hold your sword with intention. That's like your Excalibur. That's what you use to create with, right? So just be aware that like a balanced throat chakra is one where you like move into the space where you're like speaking very intentionally. You're just like delivering, very clearly. And then again, be aware of like sometimes at moments your throat chakra may be overly open, and that's where you're just like communicating. But be aware, because the virtue of the throat chakra is what's known as justness. And justness basically means like doing things with good timing, intention. So we experience this with the throat chakra where basically this can happen where like sometimes you might feel like you have something that you want to say. I encourage you to do this. If you have something that you want to say to someone, even especially if it's in like a digital conversation, if you're like texting them or something like that, be aware and even just check in and be like, like, do I need to say this, or do I need to say this right now? Like, can this wait? I'm going to wait like 12 hours and then I'm going to decide maybe if I still need to say this. So often than not, again, when we're unconscious, we'll just like have something we want to say and we're like, boom, we say it. And then next thing we know, it like escalates into drama or something like that, or maybe they misunderstand it. So again, you just want to be very intentional with your words. So that's again the virtue of justness, is speaking with intention. Thank you, Dragon, for the comment on the shirt. Again, for those of you, shameless plug, these shirts are available through my item shop, so check it out. Again, and like, I don't make much money off the item shop. Yeah, I mean, the money I do goes right back into just supporting the community. But again, the gear is there for you. Do I know anything about the eclipse in June and July? Nothing that I wouldn't know about any other normal eclipse. That's good to know that there is an eclipse coming up soon. I love the eclipse. The eclipses are always like very powerful energy times. Moving into just finalizing the conversation here. So again, like the third eye is the sound E as in ski. E. The third eye, again, this is again focusing on the concept of balancing. The virtue I'll just mention, the virtue is serenity. So serenity is again kind of like being in this place of like awareness, bliss, love, gratitude. Hey Kristen, welcome back. We're still live, still going. And so serenity is like this idea of just kind of like seeing the interconnectedness within things and just kind of like really being in that awareness. And then when your third eye is kind of like closed, when it's closed, this is where you kind of get into this behavior where you kind of feel maybe really uninspired. You're kind of like just going with someone else's programming. You're just kind of like doing the regular thing. You're not really doing something outside of the ordinary. When your third eye is balanced or open more, this is when you start getting more into the inspiration. You start getting more into that creative mindset where you're like, aha, you start seeing things in a bigger picture. And again, with any of the chakras that we're working, it's not like it's just one chakra. It's about balancing it with the others. So you're like developing that awareness of the third eye, but you're developing it in awareness that is balanced from the root, where you still like understand who you are or who you are becoming, who you're creating yourself to be. You're in this place of kindness. You're cultivating your willpower. And then like from there, as you continue to open up your third eye, you're just moving into this very powerful place where you're just like, I am a creator here to create within this dream. What do I want to create? So again, like the awakening of the third eye is a lot to do with kind of like the ability to understand like how thoughts create things and to be very intentional with those thoughts and to be able to like use those thoughts to create. So again, we want to be able to kind of work on all the chakras, and as we do that, we're just getting into this place where essentially we're becoming better creators within this creatrix, within this matrix. We're becoming better dreamers within the dream, is one way that I like to put it. So let me know if that makes sense to you. And again, the whole idea of doing the chakras, it's so valuable. It's so important. A lot of people don't really think about it. Another thing, I'll just create some context for you so that you can actually become more aware of this. I was talking to my girlfriend about this just recently. And basically, if you want to observe like how our chakras kind of play out within our behavior, like, and I hope just by doing this, you're actually going to you'll start noticing behavior, and you'll start seeing kind of like how the different chakras kind of play in. You'll be like, oh, that person's like chakra is like really closed based on their behavior. You know, you'll see a friend, or you'll see them and they're just like talking and they're not shutting up. It's like, oh man, like their throat chakra is like way out of balance right now, right? So you'll actually be able to observe that in the same way that you can observe it in yourself. Lura says, do you think many artists have a more open third eye to work with? I think there's definitely a correlation there. Again, because like the third eye is kind of like where we kind of like access the imagination, the visioning, but the creative process also comes through the heart. So that's where, like, again, like sometimes we might have like our heart might kind of like be like, oh, like I really want to make a difference in this world. I really feel inspired to make a difference. But then as we're working on the other things, we're having trouble like channeling that energy towards creation. So example, you know, like the heart might be like, oh, like I want to like get up and get on stage and share poetry and share a speech or sing a song. But then if your throat chakra still needs a bit of work, you're still having trouble stepping into that confidence, but it's something you're building. You know, it might be hard for you to kind of be like, oh, like I feel all this inspiration, because that's where the inspiration is really in the heart. But then it's the correlation with the other chakras, such as like the visioning and the ability to kind of like foresee how you're going to create it, and the ability to speak and use your voice to be able to share. As those are balanced, that's where it kind of gets into other things. So I hope that, again, you know, like through, even just by observing like my work, my content, I hope that in my content, it kind of like emulates this idea that you can kind of see like like it's a reflection of the work that I've been doing, the work that I'm continuing to do, right? Like, and I'm not saying like this is never a thing of like, oh, like you're better if you have your chakras more awakened and stuff like that. Like, we're constantly in a journey, and let my leadership help activate the leadership within yourself. Captains amongst captains is kind of the credo that we use here. So we're all equals. But again, if you were to watch some of my videos and kind of watch it from this perspective, be like, oh, like you can actually kind of like see that like my awareness of my chakras is allowing me to kind of create this content in such a way where it's like I'm speaking like in a very intentional way. The heart is like guiding the message, so like, oh, this is a very intentional message, you can feel it. And then it's kind of like the root is kind of like the stability where you can kind of like feel my confidence. And then like the brow chakra is kind of like the visioning and the creative elements all like bringing it together. So if you go back and watch my videos again, you know, you would kind of see like, be like, oh, like it feels like very cohesive and balanced and clear and accessible. And that's again because it's a reflection of like the work that I'm doing within myself, right? If it wasn't that, then, you know, like maybe the videos would just be like very like much more sporadic, but then like harder to really sort of digest in the same way. So again, as we work on our own chakras, we just allow ourselves to be in this place where we basically become like a conduit for consciousness. And that's again kind of like a very powerful idea, is that we are all that. And so for me, as I work on myself, I'm basically in that place where I'm like, all right, universe, like what do we want to create today? Like, let's do this. And I know that because I'm familiar with who I am and everything like that, that I know what I'm capable of. And so it's like, oh, I got some dope ideas, and I'm feeling it through my heart. Like, all right, let's bring it into vision. Let's like focus on like the visioning, and then let's like speak it into existence. So again, you can kind of start to see how it works. Yeah, essentially like working with our higher self. So yeah, we started a while ago. Again, the broadcast started at 10 a.m. so we've been on for a while. We did the meditation a while ago, but now we're just in the Q&A. We're gonna wrap it up here in a bit. Better dreamers in the dream. How do we wake up? We wake up again, like every single day, just by being able to like see more of the world around us, to know that there is magic in this world, and to spend, you know, simple things, spend time in nature, take care of yourself, hang out with community of other people who are awakening, listen to stories, find shared connections and common themes that we have as humans, watch movies that inspire you, listen to podcasts, read audiobooks, listen to experiences. You know, that's how you awaken, just by understanding that there is more to this rabbit hole for us to be able to explore, and then for you to choose to explore that rabbit hole, you know? So that's how we awaken. Like, it is built into us to awaken. A lot of very simple way that I like to put it is that so much of what we're learning isn't this idea of learning something new, but remembering something that's already inside of us. Once you kind of click into that, it becomes a very intuitive thing. I know there's like a lot of stuff that I remember like really connecting with, and I would come to this realization, and then I would end up reading it in a book like later on, and somebody else came to that same realization and be like, what? Like, so again, it's kind of like these universal truths within us. So again, if what I've been sharing has been valuable to you, thank you again, everyone, so much. I just invite you to stick around. You know, if I hope my content for you is like, you know, almost like a breath of fresh air. Like, I hope you're just like, oh man, like I've been looking for something where it's like really kind of like about the spiritual awakening, but also very like accessible and grounded and community oriented and lighthearted and fun, but also at the same time like very like focused and serious and stoic as well. And again, like this badass story of like building this team of real world superheroes. That's essentially what we're doing, of light guardians. That's the term that we use. That's the archetype that we play with, the archetype of the light guardian or the shifter. The shifter is a term that we use, someone who is intentionally helping assist with the shift in consciousness by through acts of creativity and compassion, and through self-development. So again, for everybody here, I invite you to even just practice kind of like calling yourself that, you know, be like, oh, like, yes, like I am a shifter. I am here to help assist with the shift in consciousness. Even if you're still in those early stages of just starting to awaken everything like that. Another term that I like to use, if people were to ask you, like, what's your religion? You know, sometimes people ask me that. My answer for that, like I said, well, you know, like I don't call it a religion to begin with. But basically I would say, like, what are you? You know, like, are you Catholic? Are you Buddhist? Are you Muslim? Like, what are you, right? I would say, like, I am a seeker. That is what I am. So if that resonates with you, you know, feel free to, if someone asks you next time, be like, what are you? Like, you're an enigma, right? Like, because I know for some people, like, you have to fit inside a category. you know, but I like the idea of just saying like, I am a seeker. I am a seeker. That's what it is. We are all our seekers. We're seekers. And again, we're kind of in this age where we're starting to realize that there's, you know, there's important nuggets within every religion. And so you kind of take a little bit here, a little bit there, and you start connecting the dots. Thank Star Angel saying love is my religion. That's a great way to put it as well. You know, like, yeah, like connection with nature, connection with this reality. So, yeah, you know, you can be spiritual without being religious. Absolutely. And I think that's kind of like where we are here, you know, it's just being able to like explore this spirituality in a way that's very intuitive. So that's the way to go about it. John says, your content is really helpful. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, if you're new here, drop a 333 in the comments. It just helps me recognize everybody here. That way, so I can just like see your usernames. And thank you everyone for just respecting this sacred digital space. Like essentially that's what we're doing, right? Like this isn't just like a live broadcast. With the broadcast that I do, like I hold a lot of intention to them. So like even when you're here watching me live, this is about being able to create sacred digital space together. And that's where, again, with the meditations, that's why they work the way they do. And later tonight, I hope you guys get, again, if you're here later tonight, tune in for our Dream Class broadcast. That's at 8 p.m. tonight. Kristen says, thank you for providing the connections in the space. Thank you, Kristen. Kristen's one of our Patreon supporters. So again, reminder, let's work on getting that Patreon up to 150 as soon as we can. So again, if you're watching this and if maybe you're new, but if you're just like, yo, I really like his content, I really like what this is about. If you're in a position where you can support financially, go ahead and check out the Patreon and you can sign up there with a monthly contribution. And again, it's super powerful way to be able to support what we're doing. And that's, again, the Patreon allows me to like be here and answer questions for anybody, right? So you're helping not just me, but you're helping the entire community. Level up, bro. Thank you. Awesome. Sweet. Again, thank you to those of you who are new here. Thank you, James. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Lura. Thank you, Breath of Serenity. Oh, I like that name. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, anybody else? I'm in Eastern Standard Time right now. So it's, what time is it? It's past noon, I think. Yeah, it's like almost 12:30, which means we got to wrap this up. I think like an hour ago, I was like, oh yeah, we'll be done in 10 minutes. So again, team, live broadcast tonight, dream class, talking about dreams, lucid dreaming, dream practices, lots of really cool stuff. That's at 8 p.m. Standard tonight. Even if you're just like not able to tune in tonight, you can check out the recording. Tons of like past episodes online that you can check out. So if you haven't yet and you're just like, if you enjoyed this conversation, spend a little bit of time clicking the link in my profile and explore there. Just explore there. You'll find a lot more stuff. Again, you can find full-length movies I've made, the Journey to Lucidity movies. You can find our team chat. You're welcome to join our team chat. Again, you can find our item shop with the clothing, the light guardian crystals. For those of you who are like, what is that? What are those? Those are items that I make, quest items. And yeah, and again, you can join our Patreon and connect to all my other social media channels. So thank you again, everyone, so much for joining in. It was a pleasure just hanging out and just planting these seeds and continue to carry this momentum with you and just sending you so much love. And thank you again for joining in. And please feel free to like tell one friend about my profile. Like send them one of my videos. Send them the Blue Being video if you want. Just show it to them. Invite them to connect back. Let them know that we got our team meditations. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. Thank you again, everyone. For those of you on YouTube. Sweet. All right, we're ready to wrap it up. So just sending everyone so much love. Sending you loving kindness energy for those who wish to receive. We'll hang out more a little bit later. I'll actually be on a little bit later this afternoon. Probably in the next couple hours, because literally my part of what I'm doing today is I'm literally replying to all the videos on the Blue Beings video. But I'm going to do that live at the same time. So for those of you who want to hang out, we'll be here for that a little bit later. But in the meantime, I got some more post-production work I got to do. So thank you again, everyone, so much. And yeah, looking forward to hanging out until next time. And much love. I see you. I honor you. And thank you for being all that you are and for doing all that you do. So carry this love, carry this momentum with you, and go kick butt. Go clean your room. Go make a good meal. Go get some sunshine. Go read a book. Go meditate. Go create some art. Go watch some cool videos. Do whatever you got to do. All right. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon. Much love. All right. Thanks. See you on Instagram. All right. Thank you. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks, Facebook.